Good morning, fifth graders. Welcome to a new week, week 32. Also, your friend, who we don't have a name for yet. You guys will vote tomorrow on what you want our doggie's name to be, our first 3D print. And so far, if you ask me, our best one. Look at how cute he is. Woof, woof, woof. He's very healthy and happy. Okay, he'd love to see you guys in person. And yeah, so there he is. So week 32. What is the theme for this week? It's what kind of problem is that? Remember how we have these blue flashcards? We're going to keep going to the next 2 pages of this. So we're going to have 4 pages that we've memorized. So hopefully you're studying these each day. Just being able to point. You don't have to solve the problem. You just have to say, I know that is, for instance, this one. Hey, it's dividing fractions. It must be start with a fraction, end with a fraction. Things like that, okay? All right, couple of other announcements. So I guess this year they're going to do the state test a little bit different. I just want to give you a warning that what we've been preparing for, the kind of big last test of the year, well, second to last test here, but the big one is it's going to be on everything you've learned in 5th grade. Don't be worried. We're going to practice a lot more. It's called the snow cone test, all right? And it's Thursday and Friday, May 13th and 14th. So about a month away. You have about 3 more weeks of preparing for it. Why do I call it the snow cone test? That's kind of a long story that I won't bore you with now. But I'll just tell you that we probably can't do snow cones just because of the nature of how you make them. But for sure, you know those popsicles that Miss Haligny in the 1st grade would always sell? You're going to get those, okay? Anybody that tries hard, works hard, has good notebooks, we're going to do some notebook checks, make sure you got the notes. We'll have a couple of mini quizzes getting you ready starting this Friday for that big test, but that is going to be May 13th and 14th. Next, coding and game design. That was our 2nd graduate school. Miss Hill has now also launched creative writing. Coding and game design right before break, we were excited. Remember, we played Portal 2. A lot of kids signed up. I'm sure I got you excited. I was excited, and then we hit spring break, and we kind of lost momentum. So we're going to have a meeting at the end of Wednesday's math class, 2nd rotation. I'm going to end the class a little early, and we're going to stay a little longer for any kids that are still in coding in game design. So let me just remind you, wake you up if you're still interested in it, but haven't been doing anything because you're like, I forgot about that. Let me just show you really quick, okay? Remember, you guys signed up for a class called Coding and Game Design, and what we're going to do is make something called the Monroe Arcade. So you could see I'm still working on my game, Meteor Blaster, but the end product that you will create after doing 4 mini assignments will be create your own game. And you're going to put that game on this website called the Monroe Arcade so that different kids can play your game, if possible. And there's a lot of different options. And again, when we have the meeting on Wednesday, we'll get to the very specifics. But let me just show you the assignments if you wanted to get going on them. A lot of you did do them. Awesome. But if you missed one or you still want to do them, it would be great to get them done by Wednesday. Are they due Wednesday? No, but I would like you to just kind of wake up that brain again and go. So let's take a look at what they were. If you remember, there was one assignment. You can see there were 6 turned in, a game analysis form. All you do, you have a copy of this if you signed up for the class. All you do here is you take your favorite video game and then you answer all these questions. And it says, please type your answers in another color so it's easy for me to read. And you just answer 15 questions, but they're quick, on things about your favorite video game, okay? Second assignment was, what is a game designer? It's a kind of a long article, but really it's 2 pages long, okay? And then there's some questions you answer when you click here. What I would do is open this tab so you know what questions to look for as you're reading. That's just good reading strategies, okay? Then there was something called Code Something, which is a link to Khan Academy. And it has you run through a mini class on coding, real coding. And then at the end, you email me your final project. And then there's a video on how to do Scratch, okay? Because a lot of you, if you don't know how to make a video game online, we're using Scratch this year. Or you can use any of these other programs listed, or one that it's not on here. You can use Scratch EDU, Roblox, Nintendo Switch, Unity, making a mod in Minecraft, Stencil, or a breakout room. That's a whole different thing if I meet with you. So I don't want to obviously you're not all in it, so I don't want to spend all this time, but I just wanted to kind of remind you, refresh you, who signed up. Here's the kids that did sign up. You see your name on there. Doesn't mean you still have to be in the class, but just reminding you, here are the names. I'm not going to read them all, but these are all the kids that did sign up. So if you're still interested, Wednesday we'll talk more about it, but you could go in and work on those assignments. If your name is not on here and you're like, oh, I really didn't want to do it, I'm sorry, I was gone that day or something, please email me. I'll definitely give you the code and would love you to sign up. Okay, so with that said, let's dive into our problem of the day. So if you could set up your notebook, I'm not going to actually physically set it up over there, but if you could set up your notebook, on the top put snow cone prep day 5. Okay, then put a little POD for problem of the day, and here is your problem of the day. All right, so you're probably pausing the video and doing the problem of the day, so I'm going to move this over here. Nope, not that one. I'm trying to move, where am I at? Sorry. Oh, this, over to here so I can actually see the problem of the day. And let me screen share, and we're going to go over the problem of the day right now. So camera, there we go. All right, so let's head over here. Let me grab a piece of paper. So standard form, remember, 5th graders, all the way back to the beginning of the year. Standard form just means write this number normally. What they've done in the problem of the day, is they've written the number in expanded form, but expanded form out of order. So all you have to do is reorder it. That's what makes this problem tricky. It's not actually a hard problem. It's just can be confusing. So you guys wrote snow cone prep day 5. What is today? 4/19/21. Okay. So I know you guys already did this, but let me just get caught up. Okay. So you had something like this. You could see this is not in order, but what is this? So here we have 500, correct? Here we have 60, right? Because 6 times 10 is 60. Here we have 9,000. And here we have 8 1/10, which is 8/10. Okay, or as a fraction, 8/10. And what we have to do is just write this number. So what is the number? 9,560. 9,000, oh, that looks weird, sorry. 9,560. And then you need to put 8 in the 1/10 place. 8 in the 1/10 place. You could say, where's the 1/10? It's the only one Mr. Manderfeld ever asked you to memorize when it came to decimals. Remember, the place value behind the decimal is called the 1/10. So then you put decimal 8. So how do you take this number written in expanded form out of order and put it in standard form? There it is, 9,560 and 8/10. Okay, let's switch back over to here to the camera. So I think I can just go like this. Hopefully you guys can see me, or this really might be messed up on the video. But we're going to try our best. So let's do our flashcards. You know, it's been a little bit, the whole basis for 5th grade math, and actually all math, is multiplication tables. If you don't even know those or you forget them, that's not okay. So let's practice, okay? All right, repeat after me. 6 times 8 is 48. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 4 is 24. 8 times 7 in order, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7 times 7 is doing fine. Oh, I just knew that I'd be doing fine. 8 and 8 fell on the floor. When they got up, they were 64. Waiting for you guys to repeat it. That's why there's this dramatic pauses. 7 and 6 tied their shoe. When they got up, they were 42. How old do you have to be to drive a 4x4? 16. 8 times 4 the hardest. Nobody knows that one. Oh, yeah, you do. 32. And then your threes. 3, 6, 9. 12, 15, 18. 21, 24, 27. There you go. Little practice for your multiplication facts. All right, let's dive back over to our blue flashcards. So what I want you to get out now is just page 1 and 2 of the blue flashcards. If for some reason you do not have these, you can definitely just look up at the screen or, look at my screen. But it would be nice if you had your own copy. So if you remember this week's theme, if I jump back, it is, what kind of problem is that? So that's kind of the basis for when we have a whole year's worth of math we need to remember. Remember, last week's theme was I know it all. You do know it all. We finished the math curriculum. You have it all in your brain. You just got to be able to pull it out, okay? And that's what the flashcards are about, studying and practicing. All right, so let's jump back over. I think I can just go like this. Yes. Okay. So actually, this is page 1. So Miss Lindsay and Miss Smith, if the kids are in class, the best way to do this is for you to go over them one time or watch me do it on the video. Then pause the video, let kids study for a minute. Let partner 1 quiz partner 2, partner 2 quiz partner 1. And then you can ask the whole class by just randomly pointing and then maybe giving some kind of treat or prize or point or something if kids know it, okay? All right, so let me zoom out a little bit. Sorry if you're getting dizzy. All right, here we go. I'm going to go through them first. I'm just actually going to go through them, and then you can pause the video. Kids at home, just practice them with me, okay? So, formula for volume, length times width times height, or base times height. How many inches in a foot? 12. How many ounces in a pound? 16. How many meters in a kilometer? 1,000. How many centimeters in a meter? 100. Alex has 4 friends. He shares 2 pizzas. How much does each friend get? Well, that's stuff over people. Don't be fooled. It's not 4 over 2. People are not sharing pizzas. It's friends sharing pizzas, not pizzas sharing friends. So it's stuff over people. How about this one? Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, order of operations. This one is the factor tree. And this one, how do you move on a coordinate grid? Remember, always X first, then Y, or over and up. Okay, let's look at these flashcards. This is mostly your multiplying and dividing a fraction. So what kind of problem is this? That's right, repeated adding, or put it over 1 and multiply straight across. What is this? All fractions are division problems. It says 12 divided by 5. How do you do this one? What kind of problem is this? Multiply straight across. What kind of problem is this? 4-box area model. Not stack it, because you don't stack this. We want to do 4-box area model. How about this one? Oh, dividing fractions. Start with a whole number, end with a whole number. How about this one? Start with a fraction, end with a fraction. Adding fractions with unlike denominators. We're going to stack it. And finally, what I like to call the easiest problem in 5th grade. How do you write this as a fraction? As a division problem, just 3 divided by 4. Want to take a look? See? All the answers are in the back. 3 divided by 4. Stack it. Start with whole number, end with whole number. Start with fraction, end with a fraction. 4-box area model. Multiply straight across. Repeated adding. And 12 divided by 5. All right. Let's dive into today's lesson now. The sheet that you're going to need, I just had it out, okay? I know that these still aren't quite organized. It's the one that says test. Okay, this is not a test, but it says test. And it looks like this. So it's going to probably take you a minute to get this out. The kids that do not have this for whatever reason, maybe you're at your mom's and it's at your dad's, maybe you're at Bermuda's Learning Center, maybe you lost it, maybe your little sister ate it, whatever. You could do these in your notebook. You just take the same piece of paper from our notes today and you keep working these problems. Okay? Now, another heads up is your homework tonight is going to be problems that look just like this. Okay? But now it's time for you to practice. Instead of watching Mr. Manderfeld doing it in the class, you're going to do it by yourself, and that is how you learn. And then tomorrow we'll go over it, and then you'll be able to see, oh, I didn't know that one, and now I do. Okay, here we go. What is the difference? So let's start out with that. What is the difference? What does that mean? Subtract between the star and 1/2. Oh, what? Now, we did have a problem like this earlier in the year. So remember, there's only one number. Difference, so we're going to subtract 1/2 from what? From the star. And you're like, but the star is nothing. Yes, the star is something. It is between 2 and 3. Okay, so where is the star? Well, the star is at 2 because it's after 2. And remember, you got to count the jumps between the whole numbers. So let's count how many jumps there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 total jumps. Remember, the total always goes on the bottom of the denominator. And where is the star? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4 out of 6. So the star is 2 and 4, 6. And then they want you to subtract 1/2, which is stacking. I'm going to get some blueberry. Well, actually, it'd be great if you guys, if Miss Lindsay and Miss Smith, you guys let the kids now do this problem. They do know how to do it. They're good at this. And then you can go over it. If you're at home, try it before you just watch me do it. So I'm going to go with blueberry fraction bars. What am I going to count by? Remember, we want to get the same denominator, so we're going to count by 2s and 6s. They're going to meet at 6. So I put in my new denominator. I have my 4x's. How many 2's are in 6? 3. How many 6's are in 6? 1. And remember, this is subtracting. Don't forget to subtract. So let's rewrite it sideways. We get 2 and 4, 6. 2 and 4, 6. Take away 3, 6 equals 2. 4 take away 3 is 1, 6. So what is the difference, subtract, between the star and 1/2? You say the star is not a number, but it is. It's on a number line. So you read the number line. How do you read the number line? It's after the number 2, and it's at 4 jumps out of 6. So that's why the star is 2 and 4, 6, and then you subtract 1/2 and you stack it. So what kind of problem is this? Stacking. Hey, I think you saw a problem like this in the problem of the day today. And guess what, 5th graders? It's exactly the same problem. So Miss Lindsay and Miss Smith, let them do it. See if they learned anything from the problem of the day. Now, some kids who took good notes be like, I'm just going to copy it. All right, quickly though, what do we have here? 500. What do we have here? 60. What do we have here? 9,000. And what do we have here? 8/10. Now we just have to build the number. So how do we build it? Easy. 9,560, 9,560, and 8 in the 1/10 place. All right. If I had someone else here to read it, this is right when Mr. Gilroy usually walks in, I would have him read this. But David plays video games for 5 3/4 hours per week. He does homework for 2.5 hours per week. Write and solve an equation. What? Write and solve an equation. All that means is write a number sentence where C represents how much more time he spends on video games. Looks super confusing, but all they're telling you is C is the answer. But then you have to solve the problem to find out what C equals. You're like, it's Monday. What is he talking about? Okay, well, let's take it. We have 5 3/4. Then we have 2 1/2. Where am I getting those from? My numbers. They tell you it has to equal C. But now the question is it adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing? How much more? Now, I've always seen that kids have a problem with this. Look. This hand has how many fingers? This hand has how many fingers? How many more or how much more fingers are there here than here? How many more fingers are on this side than this side? Kids go, 3. There's 3 more fingers. This one only has 2. Well, how did you get that? Did you add or subtract? Well, you probably took 5, take away 2 to get 3. So maybe that confused you more. This is subtraction. So right now what you have is, did you write an equation? Yes, you did. What is the equation? It's just the number sentence. 5 3/4, take away 2.5 equals C. But now it says solve. So what kind of problem is this? Subtracting fraction with unlike denominators, stacking. So here we go. 5 3/4. Again, the kids, you should pause it, let the kids do this on their own. This time I'm going with lemon lime. 4 is my common denominator. 4x, I'm going really fast because you already did this, times 2 times 1. Write it sideways. 5 and 3/4. Take away 2 and 2/4 equals 3 and 1/4. So C equals 3 and 1/4 because C is the answer and I just figured it out. A little bit of algebra there, getting you ready for 6th grade. What, Mr. Manafelt? There's a whole back to this? Well, we're only going to do this problem, number 4, and we are going to do number 5, okay, because we've done both of these before. Write a positive value for B where the product is greater than 6 but less than 12. Come on, 5th graders. We did this problem 3 times last week. What could the answer be? Remember, there's a million right answers. Somebody says, I think it's 1. Well, 6 times 1 equals 6. Nope, got to be greater than 6. It's not 1. 6 times 2 equals 12. But it says it has to be less than 12, so it's not 2. So if it's not 1 and it's not 2, what could it be? Yes, any number in between. 1 and 3/4, 1 and 1/8, 1 and 5/7, 1 and anything. All right, last one. What is the area? You could skip this one, or if Miss Lindsay and Miss Smith, you have more time, you guys can do that. I'm just not going to go over it. We already did 2 stacking problems. What kind of problem is this? Stacking. Okay, what kind of problem is this? Area problem. What is the formula for area? Length times width. So all we do is multiply the sides. 2/4 times 6/8. What kind of problem is this? You guys catching the theme? Multiply straight across, right? You get 12, 30 seconds. And yes, that could be smaller, but we're just going to leave it for today. All right, please, please, please do your homework and study these. Wednesday, we have a coding and game design meeting, and your little puppy, we will officially name him tomorrow. Look at how cute he is. Woof, 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 woof. All right, 5th graders, thanks for sticking with me. Have a great, great day.